Audio Jungle.
An explosion rocks Burkina Faso's army headquarters in the capital, Ouagadougou. The United Nations human rights boss warns against war crimes in Syria. Cameroon's head of state appoints 2 Anglophones from the English-speaking region of the country. And in entertainment, we'll look at the Oscars 2018. This is the Global News Weekly with me, Guillaume Nzi. Within the week, gunmen launched twin attacks against the army headquarters and French embassy in Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou. Officials say 8 security personnel and 8 attackers were killed in the fighting, while 80 people, including civilians, were wounded. Burkina Faso's security minister, Clément Sawadogo, said there had also been a suicide bomb attack at the military headquarters that may have been intended to target a regional anti-terrorism meeting. The meeting was moved to another location. The International Monetary Fund has criticized Donald Trump's plan to increase a 25% tariff on steel imports and 10% on aluminium. The World Trade Organization's director supported the move, saying a trade war benefits no one in the end. Canada, which is the largest supplier of steel to the United States, has responded by saying tariffs will cause disruption on both sides of the border. Donald Trump, however, maintains that the United States is losing billions on dollars in trade, and a trade war is the only way of winning. The United Nations human rights chief has warned that attacks on Syria's eastern Ghouta probably amount to war crimes and that those behind the targeting of civilians will be held to account. His comments come as 500,000 civilians trapped in the besieged rebel-held suburb of Damascus are subject to a campaign of bombardment. The bombings, reportedly orchestrated by the Syrian government and Russian warplanes, have killed over 600 people and wounded hundreds more, according to The bombings, reportedly orchestrated by the Syrian government and Russian warplanes, have killed over 600 people and wounded hundreds, according to the White Helmets volunteer group. Cameroon's head of state, President Paul Biya, has in a recent cabinet reshufflement handed 2 Anglophone politicians top cabinet positions. Atangan G. Paul was made Minister of Territorial Administration, while Dr. Nalova Leonga was named Minister of Secondary Education, first ever Anglophone to be handed the position. The Prime Minister Philemon Yang and Communications Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari were among those maintained. In entertainment, the 90th Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars, will take off in a couple of minutes. Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water leads with 13 nominations, followed by Dunkirk with 8 nominations. This year's Oscars will be hosted by Jimmy Kimmel for the second time. In sports, Cameroon international midfielder Stéphane Biya has left Chinese club Hebei China Fortune by mutual consent. And in sports, Cameroon international midfielder Stéphane Biya has left Chinese club Hebei China Fortune by mutual consent. The 31-year-old joined the club on a 3-year deal from Turkish club Trabzonspor in January 2016. Stéphane Biya made 41 appearances for the club, scoring 10 goals. It is here that we put an end to this week's edition of the Global News Weekly. I am Guillaume Nzi.
Audio Jungle.